Welcome to Bull Diamond at Blair Field as the Long Beach State Dirtbags take on Washington State to close out this weekend tournament. I'm Bruce Kuntz alongside JD Beaudry, and you are listening to 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. This is the fourth and final game of the three-team tournament for the Dirtbags. They beat BYU twice but lost 10-4 to Washington State on Friday. They'll have a chance at revenge today as they look to be the only team in this tournament to go 3-1. JD, Long Beach took a 3-0 lead in that game against Washington State on Friday night, but then it was all Wazoo the rest of the way.
Yeah, Washington State were really able to grind out a result here at Blair Field against the Dirtbags team that put them on base 11 times, 11 free walks for the Cougars, and it was Washington State able to continually bring runners home today. The key for Jason Gerfers on the bump is going to be pitch clean. You know, for Washington State, it's going to be Griffin Smith pitching an efficient game in starting on the mound, but it's going to be the Dirtbags needing to keep Washington State off the base pass. Whoever pitches cleaner and makes fewer mistakes in this game is going to pull out a win.
Jason Gerfers made the start on Wednesday to open up this tournament as the Dirtbags faced off with BYU. Went 3 innings in that game, wound up getting the win because he was the only pitcher of record, just got awarded it by the official scorer. Didn't go the full 5 to normally be in line for it, but 3 innings and 33 pitches for him on Wednesday was enough to get the victory. True freshman out of Corona High School getting the start today. Long Beach in their black jerseys, Long Beach in white text across the front and white pants as they take the field. Washington State in all gray with red helmets and socks over in their first base dugout. Take you through the Long Beach State defense behind Jason Gerfers. They've got Damon Valdez, another true freshman in the squad, so it's a full true freshman battery. Jake Evans starts at third base, Trotter Enright at shortstop, Camden Gasser at second base, and Dylan Lena over at first. Outfield left to right, Smith Chandler, Trevor Goldenetz, and Matt Toomey. For Wazoo, they'll have Trevor Smith stepping in to lead off. Switch hitter will dig into the left-handed box. Has been a stud so far to open up his true freshman season.
Yeah, and he's backed up by a full team of hitters. Really, this is a Washington State team that can put runners on base. Watch out for Max Hartman. This season, really, Hartman is expected to have a big year. Was not drafted after an outstanding junior season. In his final year of college eligibility, he hits in the 3 spot, hitting .333 on the season with 11 hits. Expect him to have a big night for Wazoo.
Kyler Northrop is batting second, third baseman, as you said. Max Hartman, right fielder, bats third. Dustin Robinson's in the cleanup spot for Washington State. He's the left fielder. Mason Perello, true freshman, is the DH, batting fifth. Ryan Shawnsby, the first baseman and Long Beach native, bats sixth. Dane Chavez, true freshman, second baseman, in the 7th spot. Noah Thien made 19 appearances last year as the backup catcher for Wazoo, gets the start batting 8th in the squad. And then rounding out the lineup is the everyday shortstop for Wazoo, Gavin Roy.
And above all else, it's a beautiful day here at Blair Field. Washington State opening their season with 19 straight road games. They're going to be spoiled by the Southern California sunshine. It is a gorgeous day, and the Dirtbags faithful has showed out.
76 degrees and not a cloud in the sky for a noon start to close out this weekend tournament. Nothing better than midday Sunday baseball. We're just about ready to go. Our home plate umpire, Matt McMahon, looking up to the scorer's booth to get the go-ahead from the ESPN Plus broadcast, and then we'll be ready to get underway. Long Beach State enters at 4-6 overall this season. Washington State identically is at 4-6. Wazoo was last place in the Mountain West last year, so looking for a better campaign in the 3rd season at the helm for Nathan Choate. TJ Bruce is the 2nd-year head coach for the Dirtbags, similarly looking for a bounce back. Long Beach State missed the tournament in the Big West last year, narrowly, trying to get back to where this program used to be.
This is a Dirtbags roster led by a lot of youth for Washington State. The focus in the offseason was to improve the pitching, and that really looks to be a strength for them so far this season. They've had a few up and down results here over the weekend. They got walked off against BYU, but then they had to come right back and face the Dirtbags and showed a lot of grit last time these two teams met this afternoon, the 20th all-time meeting between these two programs.
Now we'll be ready to go. Trevor Smith, the center fielder, switch hitter, batting left-handed to lead off the top of the 1st inning. Smith is a true freshman, got drafted last year in the 10th round by the Toronto Blue Jays, but didn't sign. Made it onto campus for Washington State. First pitch from Jason Gerfers out of the windup, goes to the backstop. Missed low as Smith showed bunt, but pulled it back. Gurfers works out of the windup again. 0-1, shows bunt, pulls it back, and it misses outside. Counts 2-0, I believe. Hesitation is the indication immediately was that he had pulled the bunt back on the first pitch, but scoreboard shows 1-1. Pitch from Gurfers, misses outside. So a true freshman on true freshman matchup. It is 3-0. Home plate umpire Matt McMahon makes the clarification. Pitch from Gurfers, misses down. It's a 4-pitch walk to Trevor Smith to get us underway.
Smith starting this one just as he did a few days ago, getting on base. Smith was 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs against the Dirtbags.
He is a threat to run, 2 for 4 on stolen base attempts this year. That brings up Kyler Northrup, right-handed hitting sophomore. Had a good year last year for Wazoo, batted .291, but has struggled to get going to start 2026. Gurfers goes out of the windup, runner starts, but then stopped as it misses up and in. So it's 5 straight balls for Jason Gurfers to start the afternoon, and now Abe Alvarez is right out of the dugout for the Dirtbags to walk to the mound.
And these haven't been 5 intentional balls. They've kind of looked all over the zone as Gurfers has struggled for his control. Saw one get past Valdez, and that last pitch way up and in, working on Northrup.
So Long Beach State's first-year pitching coach gives a walk to the mound. Only 5 pitches into the game. Jason Gurfers not able to find the zone yet. Trevor Smith has started to go from first base on that last pitch before shutting it down. So Long Beach using one of their mound visits early on in the top of the first. The Dirtbags beat BYU on Wednesday to open up this sort of long weekend tournament. 3 teams down here at Blair Field. They beat BYU on Wednesday before losing to Washington State on Friday. Bounced back with another win against the Cougars yesterday. It was a tight game, 7-6. Long Beach State was able to pull away. Ready to go again now, right on right matchup. Pitch comes home, shows bunt, pulls it back, and it misses low. 6 straight balls to open up the game for Gurfers. Double play depth across the infield for the Dirtbags. Lena holding the runner at first. Healthy lead for Smith. 2-0, he goes, shuts it down, and a slider bends in for a strike. Gets a cheer from the Blair Field crowd as Gurfers delivers his first strike of the afternoon.
Gurfers very early in his Dirtbags career. Has looked at times when he's starting that he's still getting his legs underneath him. This crowd trying to offer him some support.
Line drive out towards left field. Smith Chandler ranges just a bit to his left and is there to make the catch. Hard hit ball at 100 off the bat, but Northrup lines out to left.
Right fielder number 23, Max Hartman.
Max Hartman in next, the 3-hitter for Washington State and the most dangerous bat in this lineup. The only player for the Cougars to be named to the preseason All-Mountain West team. Put up a .955 OPS and .363 batting average last year. Started just as good, a .333 average and OPS above 1,000 this year. First pitch misses outside and a throw down to first is not in time. Valdez trying to back pick Smith over there, but he dives back. Gurfers leans on a heavy sinker ball. Now picks off to first, but Smith dives back again.
Gurfers working over there with Dylan Lena for the first time at first base. Usual third baseman making the switch across the diamond.
Got a couple of chances there at first base last year in his first spring with the Dirtbags, but has played a lot more third base. Next one on the outside corner, another sinker for a strike. Counts 1-1 to Max Hartman. Man on first with 1 out. Pick off to first is a little bit high. Lena able to stab it, but Smith is back. Bit of a breeze blowing towards left field. Otherwise, perfect weather. 1-1, shows bunt and bunted right through it. Counts now 1-2.
Damon Valdez always quick out of the squat. Head turned over to first. Just making sure the runner's not going to break for second.
Hartman's got a good bat, but also has speed out of that left-handed batter's box. 1-2, slip off the end of the bat, popped up right to shortstop, and Enright is able to make the catch. Hartman stuck the bat out at a changeup, diving away from him, just did get a piece of it, but it's an easy play for Enright. Now 2 outs. Dustin Robinson in next for Wazoo. Batting .292 so far this season. Transferred in from Cypress Community College, where he had a monster season last spring. Left-handed batter in the box, first to pick off, but Smith is back safely again.
Robinson transferring to Wazoo because teammates with Ryan Shablonsky at Cypress. Like the coaching staff and environment as well.
Another pickoff. Smith is safe.
The only thing he's not a fan of is the weather. Southern California kid, more than happy to start off this season here at Blair Field on a beautiful day like this.
First pitch to Robinson, taken down low for ball 1. Two outs and a man on first. No score in the top of the first inning. Another pickoff throw, but Smith dives back. With the double base down at first base that they instituted last year in college baseball, the base to the outside of the foul line is green today. Usually it's been an orange bag the Dirtbags have out there.
I thought I was going colorblind.
1-0. Sawed off, ground ball over to third base. Jake Evans fields and throws across to first base in time. Lena had to scoop it. But the Dirtbags go 5-3 to retire the side. Going to the bottom of the first inning. Still no score on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags coming up to hit in the bottom of the first inning will be once again the true freshman Trevor Goldenetz leading off for Long Beach State. He's batting .343 so far this year, 6 for 9 on steals as well, so a threat to get on. Has shown a willingness to drop down bunt base hits, so Kyler Northrup, the third baseman, is pulled in front of the bag. First pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike. Pitcher today for Washington State, Griffin Smith, the right-handed senior. Last year went 5-6 with a 5.73 ERA. 0-1 taken down the middle for strike two. So far this season, Smith has thrown in 3 games with a 5.23 ERA. Right on left matchup to get us going. Smith goes out of the windup with the 0-2. It's lifted out towards right field. Hit softly though, and Max Hartman is able to get underneath it and make the catch. Golden Knights retired on 3 pitches for the first out.
And Griffin Smith on the mound today. Last year led Washington State in both innings pitched and batters faced. Washington State's problem last year though was not being able to back up Griffin Smith, as relief pitching was really an issue. Smith hoping to go a solid 5 or 6 innings today, and that's really where he's at his best.
Smith Chandler in next. Hits a hard ground ball over to shortstop. Roy ranges to his left, fields cleanly. Hard throw across is in time to get the dirtbag left fielder. Good play by Roy at shortstop. Started every game for Wazoo there last year and shows off the leather for the second out. So it only took 4 pitches for Smith to get the first 2 dirtbags. Trotter Enright now up to try and extend the inning. Northrop even with the bag at third base again. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike. Looks like just taken all the way there for Enright. Batting an even .300 so far this spring. Takes a slider down low, and the count's 1-1. Smith works again, misses outside. Washington State all wearing the high red socks today. All 9 on the field. 2-1. Topper foul down the first base line. It's 2-2 to Trotter Enright.
And Trotter Enright has made contact this year, he's been a double machine. 6 doubles already for Trotter this season.
Ground ball over towards first base, stays fair this time, and Shawnsby scoops it up and touches the bag himself. 3 unassisted as the Dirtbags go down in order. Moving to the second inning, it's still no score on 22 West Radio. Going to the second inning, no score between Long Beach State and Washington State. The final game of 4 for each of these teams down at Blair Field for this long extended weekend series. Mason Perello leading things off for Washington State. The 5, 6, and 7 spots due up in the order. Perello true freshman. Was also a first-team All-League quarterback in high school. Went the baseball route for his college career. Right on right matchup to start the second inning. Checks his swing, and he went around according to first base umpire Alan Walker. It's 0-1. Been a good start to the collegiate career for Mason Perello. .357 batting average. Sinker misses inside.
Perello, one of 3 freshmen in the starting 9 this afternoon.
Washington State returned 6 of their 9 regular starters in the batting order from last year. Gerfers gets a swing and a miss on a slider. Breaking ball off the outside corner, and the count's 1-2.
All in all, Washington State returned 20 guys from last year's roster.
Chopper fouled on the third base line.
Something very important for this program that's trying to get off the bottom of the Mountain West this season.
Trotter in right, shaded over in the 5.5 hole at shortstop. Playing back on the grass. 1-2, breaking ball just missed high. Almost came down and caught the top of the zone, but stayed up just high enough. The count evens 2-2. Gerfers works again. Sinker misses inside and caught a piece of him. Just did clip the front hand of Mason Perello, so he gets a free base as the leadoff man for Washington State. Command has been a problem for the Dirtbags these last couple of games. JD, you mentioned on Friday when they played Washington State, 11 walks issued by the Dirtbag pitching staff. Through 1+, Jason Gerfers has a walk and hit by pitch. So another leadoff man on for Washington State. Ryan Shawnsby in the box now. First pitch fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
You know, those walks on Friday, just for the Dirtbags, felt like a bad dream. You kept reliving over and over and over again. As Washington State couldn't really get anything going offensively, but when you put runners on base in scoring position, it means that a single will score some, and that's what Washington State were able to do.
They went with a pitch out on the 0-1, and Perello stayed put at first base, misses up and away. It's an interesting choice there. Perello has not attempted to steal a base this season. Not often you see the pitch out in modern day baseball, but Valdez was popping out of the squat well before the pitch got there. A pick-off attempt, but Perello dives back.
If you're getting kind of into the mind of TJ Bruce here as well, Gerfer's on the mound, maybe struggling with his command. Putting David Valdez in the squat means that even if runners are on base, Valdez has already shown this season that he is more than capable of throwing somebody out on a back pick or throwing down to second.
1-1, runner goes. It's a hit and run, chopped over towards third base. Evans throws the second for 1. That's all they'll get. It was a cue ball off the end of the bat of Shawnsby. Perello started to go, then stopped. Looked like he didn't know where the ball was. So they were able to get the lead runner still. Fielder's choice puts Shawnsby on first with 1 out. Awkward looking play there.
Plays at third are also going to be a bit more difficult, at least for the next hour, as the sun is shining more towards third base, and it will shift as the game goes on.
Dane Chavez in the box, shows bunt but pulls it back as the slider misses.
You can also see the distribution of the crowd. Probably follow the sun today, as right now behind the Washington State dugout, more fans are gathered in. Over on the third base line, fans are all in the upper deck trying to avoid the sun.
Pickoff attempt was close, but Shawnsby is just back to the bag. Outstretched right hand as he dove back, barely ahead of the tag from Lena.
Shawnsby, another guy who hasn't stolen a base this year.
He's only attempted 1. Another pickoff, but he dives back. Long Beach State seeming very intent to control the running game so far. Gerfers has thrown over quite a bit. Man on first with 1 out, no score in the top of the second inning. 1-0 pitch as the runner goes, grounded over towards first base, deflects off of Lena. Gasser gets it at second, throws to first, not in time as Lena dropped the ball. So the ground ball was to Lena. He booted it at first. Camden Gasser, the second baseman, came over, picked it up, and might have had time to get the runner. But as he threw, the throw was just a little low, not in the dirt though, and Lena could not grab it. Runners now on first and second as Lena couldn't make a couple of plays there.
Lena stepping in for Aaron Perez today at first base. He was 81 off the bat. And Lena used to play in the hot corner. It's a rare error and a rare mistake for him.
Noah Thien in the box. Pulls the bunt back as he takes strike one at the knees.
Thien, one of 6 catchers on the Washington State roster this season. He was the 3rd man off the bench in the opening series against Alabama.
Back pick to second base as Enright threw the open glove, but it's not in time to get Shawnsby. It looks like the initial ruling on that last play was a single, which is a surprise to me. Dylan Lena was set up for, as you said, not a particularly hard hit ground ball, but just couldn't handle it. I would think that's about as routine as it gets. 0-1 missed up and away.
I'm sure that's a play that scorekeepers are going to be pouring over in the mid-inning. It'll most definitely be an error against Dylan Lena. And it puts Gophers in a difficult spot here. 2 men on, only 1 out.
One pitch, missed outside. Valdez, as he sprawled out, pushed the ball, couldn't quite handle it, but was able to get it before the runners advance. Two 2-1 count to Noah Thien, 2 for 7 on the young season. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Gervers comes home. It's bunted down the third baseline. Ranging in Jake Evans. Fields, his only play is to first, and he gets the out there. It's a sacrifice bunt for Noah Thien. Now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs for Washington State.
Thien was able to get on base efficiently on Friday. Walked twice, got hit by a pitch. Was responsible for driving in, or scoring in, that is, 3 times. That time lays down the bunt perfectly, advances the runners. And Washington State looking to get on the board first here on the top of the second.
Gavin Roy in next, the number 9 hitter for Washington State. First pitch slider, found the inside corner for a strike. Roy started every game last year for Washington State at shortstop. Batted .288, but usually hits near the bottom of the lineup because of a lack of slugging. With the .288 average, only slugged .356. Shows bunt, lays it down. Gerfers ranges into field. His throw to first base is in time. So Roy tries to bunt for a hit, but Gerfers able to get him. Wazoo leaves a couple stranded in scoring position. Going to the bottom of the second inning, still no score on 22 West Radio. Dylan Lena up to lead off the bottom of the second inning for the Dirtbags. And a slow start to the season for Lena, batting only 125, but the hits that he has had have done damage. First pitch to Lena, a slider that misses inside. He's got the only home run of the season for Long Beach State. 8 RBIs despite only 4 hits. 1-0 fastball missed outside. Give a little Soto shuffle towards the mound as he's ahead 2-0.
Looks like for Dylan Lena this season, he's going to be a bit like a firecracker. Slow build up through a few games, then he explodes in one. Cools off and has to be relit.
2-0 fouled off his front leg. Luckily he has the shin guard there to protect his ankle. Count is 2-1. Griffin Smith only needed 9 pitches to get through the Dirtbags in the first inning. Lena takes one on the outside corner. Good location from Smith, makes it 2-2. Trying to put him away. Slider missed outside, gets a point out to the mound from Noah Thien in the squat. Liked that location on the 2-2 breaking ball, but Lena was able to lay off and the count is full. Matt Toomey waiting on deck. Payoff pitch to Dylan Lena. Popped up out of play behind home plate, and we'll do it again.
Good hack there from Lena. He just know his zone today. Chases that one just a bit high.
Fastball up and away. Good location from Smith. Lena was able to spoil it though. Another 3-2 offering. Missed down and away on a slider. Good at bat from Dylan Lena. He draws a walk on 7 pitches, and the Dirtbags have the leadoff man on.
That's the kind of fight the Dirtbags are going to need to show as long as Griffin Smith is on the mound. Smith can pitch around the zone very well, especially good at locating up and away. Let's see how he approaches Matt Toomey, though, who has been all over first pitch fastballs this season.
Shown an increased aggressiveness. Toomey's batting .278, 444 slugging so far this year.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's that he will swing on the first pitch.
First one swung on and missed. Pulled the string on a changeup and had Toomey out ahead of it, so looks like Griffin Smith got the scouting report. Dylan Lena 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts this year. Not a guy that is expected to run very often. Ground ball over to first base, scooped by Shawnsby. Throw to second for 1. Throw back to first is not in time. Toomey runs well down the line, but they're able to get the lead runner on a nice pick from Shawnsby. Now man on first with 1 out for the Dirtbags. Toomey is a threat to run at first base. 5 stolen bases on 5 attempts this year. Smith tries to pick him off, but Toomey dives back. Jake Evans in the box for Long Beach State. Been a good start to his sophomore campaign, batting .360. Another pickoff attempt, but Toomey dives back again. Now he'll call time and shake out the belt.
Infield dirt was watered down in the pregame with all the pickoff attempts to first base and all the slides. That dirt's a bit dry now.
Right on right matchup between Griffin Smith and Jake Evans. Another pickoff attempt. Toomey dives back again. Looked like he was leaning a bit that time, but it's 3 straight pickoff attempts from Smith before he throws the first pitch to Evans.
And then Toomey lost his batting gloves, tried to put it in his back pocket. Now he's holding it. in his left hand as he takes a 2-hop lead.
Now he comes home. Toomey stays put, and it's a slider on the outside corner for a strike.
And now Toomey finds the back pocket to free up his hands.
No disengagements rule in college baseball, so they can pick off as many times as they want. 0-1, taken just up and away. Fastball barely missed, and the count's 1-1.
Toomey, the biggest stolen base threat in the heart of the order for the Dirtbags, 5 for 5 this season. Hawking down extra bases.
Another pickoff attempt, close one, but Toomey's back. His 5 steals are second best on the team, only trailing Trevor Goldenetz with 6. One pitch, fouled off straight into the netting above the first base dugout. Jake Evans had sporadic playing time last year as a freshman. Hometown kid from Long Beach. His split time so far this year at third base and DH. 1-2 missed out, and then a back pick to first is not in time to get Toomey.
Toomey's got a lot of dirt in the draws right now. He's had to shake it out a few times and had to lift up the bottom of his pant leg, and a stream of dirt came out.
2-2 swung on and missed. A fastball up and away. Once again, Smith trying to live in that zone to these right-handed batters and got it by Jake Evans for the second out.
Another extended at-bat for Evans as he heads back to the dugout.
That at-bat was only 5 pitches. It felt much longer because of the number of pickoff attempts that were made. It's the first punch out of the game so far for Smith. Now Caden Smacka coming up for Long Beach State, DHing today. Transfer from the College of Southern Nevada. Now Toomey runs on the first pitch, and it's lined out towards left center. Trevor Smith ranging in, and he's able to make the catch in center field. So Smacka lines out to center to end the inning. Dirtbags leave one stranded as we go to the third. Still no score between Long Beach State and Washington State on 22 West Radio. Top of the order up for Washington State as we go to the third inning. Jason Gerfer's still out there for Long Beach State. Trevor Smith walked his first time up on 4 pitches. We'll see if he gets a chance to swing the bat here. No score between Long Beach State and Washington State in the third inning. First pitch from Gerfer's popped up within the infield. Should be playable for Dylan Lena. He's underneath it and makes the catch at first base for the first out.
Having to look up into the sun, but still a routine pop-up, and Dirtbags get a quick one here in the top of the third.
Gophers needed 30 pitches to get through 2 innings, so he'll take that first pitch out. Kyler Northrup in now. Lined out to left field his first time up. Was a hard hit ball right at Smith Chandler. First pitch breaking ball falls into the zone for strike 1. A 1 missed outside. Northrup last year batted .291 for Washington State. It was one of their better hitters. This one's popped up to the right side. Camden Gasser ranging out and said it's Toomey in right field who calls him off and makes the catch. Back-to-back weekly hit pop-ups for Washington State. On 2 outs and nobody on.
Gophers throwing pitches to hit at, and Washington State now has caught 2 of them low. Gophers looking to work through his most efficient frame yet here.
Max Hartman standing in his way. It's always a win in and of itself if you're Long Beach State to send Hartman up to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch missed down in the dirt. He popped out to shortstop his first time up. Native of St. Albert, Alberta. Couple of Canadians in this Washington State lineup. A lot of good baseball on the west coast of Canada between Alberta and British Columbia. 2-0 missed low, and Hartman is ahead 3-0.
And through 3 pitches facing Hartman, Gophers really hasn't tested him anywhere near the zone.
Just did catch the knees on the 3-0 pitch. Hartman still ahead 3-1. Foul ball straight back into the shin guard, the home plate umpire Matt McMahon. So Valdez slowly takes the ball and tosses it back to the mound.
That was a good pitch from Gophers too. 91 miles an hour, almost dead center, tried to blow it right by.
It's a heavy sinker or 20 inches of arm side run. Payoff pitch, hard ground ball over through the right side. Dylan Lena ranged a bit to his right, but it got by him. Hard hit ball, 106 off the bat from Hartman. He's got a 2-out single.
Hartman, that's his 12th hit of the year.
Dustin Robinson in next. Got an ovation from the Washington State fans in attendance. Robinson grounded out to third base his first time up. And Gophers picks off, but Hartman dives back safely. That single for Max Hartman was the first hit of the game for either team. He is a threat to run, 5 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year. He goes on the first pitch. It's flied out towards the left center gap. Smith Chandler ranging over to the track, and he can't make the catch. Collides with the wall, and it rolls onto the warning track. 1 run is in. Robinson rounds second, and he slides into third without a throw. It's an RBI triple for Dustin Robinson, and Washington State moves ahead 1-0. And Smith Chandler still down in the outfield.
Chandler hit the wall hard. Was chasing it all the way back, and he's going to need some attention. And you can forget about the efficiency now in the top of the third. That ball absolutely blasted, just a few feet shy of leaving the yard.
Smith Chandler still down on his back on the warning track in left field. He's ranging back into his left all the way to the warning track. Believe that he got there and the ball tipped off his glove before he collided with the wall, hit it full speed. So now he's being attended to. Washington State ahead 1-0 after the triple from Dustin Robinson. 2 outs and a man on third in the top of the third inning. Smith Chandler now being helped to his feet on the warning track. TJ Bruce slowly walking out as Chandler's being attended to. Camden Gasser and Trotter Enright, the middle infield duo for the Dirtbags, also walking their way out to left field. Chandler's up on his feet, and it looks like that he's going to make the walk back into the dugout. Gets an ovation from the crowd, but it would appear the Dirtbags are going to have to bring in a new left fielder in the third inning.
And for Dustin Robinson, that's only his second career triple. Had one last year at Cypress, none in his freshman season, and none so far in his Washington State career. And it's his big hit that puts Washington State up 1-0 in the top of the third.
Dirtbags going to bring in a new left fielder. Be back to see who it is in a moment on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State enters Reed Montgomery into left field to replace Smith Chandler after the injury. Montgomery out there now, a junior for Long Beach State. Mason Perello in the box for Washington State. Man on third with 2 outs. after the RBI triple from Dustin Robinson. Jason Gerfer's ready to work again. His first pitch, a breaking ball that missed just below the knees for ball 1. Tipped into the glove. Chased a sinker off the inside corner. One from Gerfers. Hard ground ball through the left side and into left field. It's an RBI base hit for Mason Perello as he pulls into first. Back-to-back RBI hits for Washington State. It's now 2-0.
And the first 2 batters here in the top of the third went down with some easy pop-ups, and all of a sudden get Max Hartman to the plate. Nobody on. He rips a single, and now the floodgates have opened.
From 2 outs and nobody on base to a 2-0 Washington State lead. 3 straight 2-out hits for Wazoo. Now Ryan Shawnsby in the box, left-handed hitting first baseman, takes one low for a ball. It was Reed Montgomery, newly entered into the game, that had to range in and field that RBI hit. Gerfers catches the outside corner for strike 1. Now pick off to first, but Lena doesn't even put the tag down. Perello at first base, 0 for 0. Has not attempted to steal a base this year. 1-1. Checked his swing as it missed down in the dirt. Did not go around. Shawnsby ahead, 2-1. Now another pickoff attempt, but he's back safe. Fastball misses up high and the count's 3-1.
Third baggers need just one more out to get out of this frame. And this 2-out rally from Washington State is making this third out feel like the hardest one of the ball game so far.
3-1 pitch, runner goes, and it's pulled foul down the first base line. This count is full. Perello will have the chance to run again on the pitch. Steve Lena plays behind him. Full count, man on first with 2 out. Lena will indeed not hold the runner. Perello gets a head start. The payoff pitch is grounded over to the right side, ranging over. Gasser fields cleanly and throws Alina in time. So that retires the side. 3 straight 2-out hits, though, from Washington State. Bring in a couple of runs. So as you go to the bottom of the third, it's 2-0 Cougars on 22 West Radio. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Long Beach State in the bottom of the third inning. Can issue a update on the scorebook side of things that play in the bottom of the the top of the second inning. Excuse me. Ground ball to Dylan Lena was changed from a hit to an error on Lena. So the Cougars 3 hits with 2 outs in the top of the third inning, or their only 3 hits of the day. Long Beach still looking for their first as Damon Valdez takes a strike. Griffin Smith at 24 pitches. 0-1 is chopped foul behind home plate. Valdez is behind 0-2.
Valdez only his 13th at-bat of the season.
True freshman from Los Alamitos High School. Right here in Long Beach. 0-2 misses in the dirt. Valdez will be splitting the catcher duties this season with Connor Stewart, the 6th year. So far, it's been Stewart who's gotten the lion's share of the duties, but as always, it'll be a split as the season goes on. And 1-2 missed outside. We expect it to be at least one game per weekend, one start per weekend for Damon Valdez. The typical 3-game weekend series. Fouls one off, and the count stays 2-2.
Valdez, a guy that TJ Bruce highlighted before the season as someone who would get one start per weekend, but also saying that Valdez offered something in the offense as well. We haven't seen it so far to this point in the season, batting just 167.
He's 2 for 12. 2-2 swung on and missed. Good breaking ball from Smith. Dove away from him. It's the second punch out for the Washington State starter. Camden Gasser comes up next. .558 on base percentage out of the 9-hole for Long Beach State. Only batting 174, but he's got 20 walks in 70 games this season. Pretty crazy tally. First pitch taken for a ball.
Gasser's ability to get on base and his eagle eyes had him batting near the top of the order for this weekend.
Sinker found the knees for a strike. Gasser's got an extremely patient approach. Gets into a lot of deep counts. Takes one on the outside corner for strike 2. Give a little bend of his knees in disapproval. Our zone showed that one a couple of inches outside. A tough call against Gasser makes it 1-2. Takes one just up high. He's got 8 strikeouts and 23 at-bats to go with those 20 walks. Two from Smith, taken down low. Counts full to Camden Gasser. In that game against BYU on Wednesday, last time we were on the air, Gasser got to a full count in all 4 of his plate appearances, and now here's a hard ground ball up the middle and through into center field. Gasser's got a base hit to work in the count fully yet again. The number 9 hitter for the Dirtbags is on first.
Even the best pitchers at full count will more often than not throw strikes, and Camden Gasser just waits on the pitch. He's comfortable in that situation and rips one right past second base into center field, and the Dirtbags finally get on the board with their first hit.
Gasser 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts as the top of the order comes back up. First pitch to Trevor Goldenetz misses down in the dirt, but gets smothered by Noah Thien. Goldenetz flew out to right field his first time up. Got retired on 3 pitches. (1-0), taken for a strike. Gasser with a healthy lead off of first base. Stays put as the 1-1 misses down in the dirt again. It's 2-1 to Trevor Goldenetz. Thien set up on the outside corner. Pitch ran a bit in, and it's roped down the line, and it gets past the first baseman, Shawnsby, and bounces into the corner. Goldenetz round second, now getting the wave. Gasser's going to come in to score without a throw. Goldenetz slides in head first to third base. It's an RBI triple for Trevor Goldenetz, and the Dirtbags are on the board.
What a rip from Trevor Goldenetz. And he gave it his all-rounding second. The head first dive into third, and just like that, the Dirtbags now get one on the board with some solid hitting from their leadoff man, and Camden Gasser running the bases efficiently as well.
There's some wheels from the Dirtbags on the bases as Gasser came around to score, and Goldenetz got into third. Hartman cut it off before it even got to the wall in right field, but the Dirtbags still, both runners go 3 bags. Smith Chandler up to hit now. Has re-entered into the game after exiting on the concussion protocol. It's the one way that you can re-enter in NCAA baseball. 0-1 lifted out towards the right center gap, ranging over. Smith is not going to get there. It drops in, and Goldenetz will come in to score. Smith Chandler with an RBI single as he re-enters the game, and it's tied 2-2.
How about Smith Chandler? It's enough power off the bat to get it into the outfield. And patient base running off of third from Trevor Goldenetz. And the Dirtbags have flipped this game now right around. After giving up 2 runs with 2 outs in the top of the frame, they've tied up the ball game now. And it's a runner on first with only 1 out. Griffin Smith all of a sudden feeling the pressure, and that spring sun is feeling a lot hotter on his shoulders, as he will now have to work out of this inning, facing one of the most dangerous hitters in this Dirtbags lineup.
Trotter Enright in next. 3 straight hits for Long Beach State, so we're tied 2-2. Pickoff attempt at first, but Chandler dives back safely. Enright grounded out to first base, his first time out. Right on left matchup. Smith throws over again, but Smith Chandler is back to the bag. Back-to-back pickoff attempts. Now Smith comes home. Enright flies it out into right field, ranging back. Hartman to the track, and he gets there to make the catch. It was high off the bat of Trotter Enright and just missed a 2-run homer. He dropped the bat looking like he thought he got it, but it just does stay in the yard. It's a long out number 2.
That one looked good, and the wind's still whipping from right to left. Might have knocked that ball down just a few feet short. That was a beautiful looking swing, and Enright almost got one to leave the yard for his first Dirtbags home run.
Dylan Lena steps in next after a loud second out. Smith Chandler still down at first base. Pitch out, but Chandler stays put. So Lena's ahead 1-0. Lena drew a walk his first time up. Smith Chandler, by the way, on the season 3 for 4 on stolen base attempts. And now, as Griffin Smith stepped off the mound, going to be a mound visit for Washington State.
Griffin Smith not used to situations like this season where he has been solid.
Nathan Choate walking out to the mound for Wazoo. After the Cougars put up a 2 spot in the top of the 3rd inning, Long Beach State has responded with 2 runs of their own. was an RBI triple from Trevor Goldenetz, and then Smith Chandler backed him up with an RBI single to even the score. Trotter Reinwright almost made it a 4-2 Dirtbag lead. And with the wind blowing in from right field towards left field, got to think if there wasn't a breeze, that would have had a good chance to get out of here. Play ready to resume. Griffin Smith toeing the rubber. Now Dylan Lena digs back into the box. The shin guard on his front leg, the elbow guard on his front elbow. Chandler bouncing off of first base. They throw over and they got him. Tried to get a jump, but instead he gets picked off. Picks off his helmet and slams it into the dirt a couple of times. That ends the third inning. But the Dirtbags get 2 back. We're tied 2-2, so we head to the fourth on 22 West Radio. Going to the fourth inning now, 2-2. Long Beach State and Washington State closing out their fourth game for both teams of this weekend tournament. Dane Chavez leading off the fourth inning for Washington State. Last time up, reached on an error on a ground ball to first base. First pitch taken just below the knees for ball 1. Jason Gerfer's still out for Long Beach State. True freshman entering his fourth inning of work. 1-0. Sinker on the outside corner for a strike. Now another one taken. Missed. It counts 2-1. Shows bunt, but pulls it back, and it misses down. 3-1 count to Dane Chavez. Sinker on the inside corner. It's a full count. Long Beach State nearing the end of a 5-game homestand. The final 5th game of the homestand won't be official. The payoff pitch misses up and away. It's a walk to lead off the inning to Dane Chavez. Dirtbags remaining here at home to play against Waseda University. It's on Tuesday, an exhibition game against a team from Japan. We'll be on the air for that. Should be a fun one to call and get a change of pace.
That's a Waseda team that is won over 50 national championships.
That sounds good.
Oh, they're really good.
Dane Chavez down at first base. Noah Thien takes a strike. Good sinker up and in. Down at third base, Jake Evans was crashing, expecting a bunt, but Thien didn't show it. Now Evans backs up even with the third base bag. Gerfers picks off, but Chavez dives back.
Noah Thiem this season stepping into the shoes, at least for now, of Will Cresswell, outstanding catcher for Washington State, who was drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays. And that catcher position expected to rotate throughout the season as Washington State brought in 4, including the freshman Thien, to compete for that spot. And Thien was given a boost of confidence coming off the bench in the opening series against Alabama.
3 straight pickoff attempts, but Chavez is back again. Thien was with Washington State last year, played 19 games, 15 of them starts. Only hit 114. 0-1, shows bunt, lays it down right back to Gerfers on the mound. He's going to throw to first and plenty of time to get him. So it's the second successful sacrifice bunt laid down by Noah Thien. Runner now at second base with 1 out. Gavin Roy comes in next. Who's retired, trying to bunt for a base hit his first time up. Gerfers looks back to second. And the first pitch to the Washington State shortstop misses down and in. Roy's batting .278 on the season. Only 1 extra base hit was a double. 1-0. Taken just inside. He's ahead 2-0. Gerfers with an even 60 pitches so far. There is some action down in the dirtbag bullpen. There's a back pick to second, but Chavez dives back ahead of the tag from Gasser. See how long the leash is today for Jason Gerfers after he threw on Wednesday. Bit of a shorter timeline than these college pitchers usually operate on. 2-0, fouled straight back. TJ Bruce did talk about after that start on Wednesday where Gerfers only went 3 innings, just above 30 pitches, and TJ Bruce mentioned that that was part of the calculation to take him out when he did, so that Gerfers would still be available to pitch later in the weekend. Now Gasser broke to second base looking for a back pick, but Gerfers didn't see it. So he steps off the mound to reset.
Facing Gavin Roy, who went 2 for 3 on Friday with a pair of singles.
2-1 is popped up into foul territory. Dylan Lena ranging over and just in front of the track, sets up to make the catch. It's a foul pop out for Gavin Roy. Runner still at second base, and the top of the order will come up for Wazoo. Trevor Smith 0 for 1, walked his first time up and then popped out to first base in the 3rd inning. Two outs and a man on second for Washington State. Scores 2-2 in the top of the 4th inning. Gerfers looks back to second. Now comes downhill. First pitch taken at the letters for strike 1. Dirtbags put on a shifted infield. Enright is just behind the runner at second base. 0-1 is chopped over towards first base. Dylan Lena fields and touches the bag himself. Trevor Smith grounds out to first, and that retires the side. Washington State leaves one stranded in scoring position, but going to the bottom of the fourth, it's still 2-2 on 22 West Radio. Dylan Lena back up there after the third inning ended with a pickoff. So Lena gets to start with a fresh at-bat now. First pitch grounded through the left side. It's a base hit for Dylan Lena. Smith gets over in the gap to cut it off and hold Lena to a single. The Dirtbags have the leadoff man on base.
Solid swing there from Dylan Lena. Just rips it through the left side and hoping to get the Dirtbags some more runs. Both runs for the Dirtbags coming in the bottom of the third inning. Hoping to continue the hit party against Griffin Smith.
It's his first hit of the afternoon. Now Matt Toomey digs in. First pitch from Smith, a fastball right down and away. Good location for a strike. Toomey grounded into a fielder's choice to first base. He's back in the second inning. Oh, 1 popped up into short right field. Max Hartman ranges in a couple of steps and he's camped underneath it to make the catch. Toomey flies out for out number 1.
That time Smith gave him a pitch to swing at.
Third baseman, number 5, Jake Evans.
Jake Evans will dig in next. Struck out his first time up. Right on right matchup. First pitch from Smith, a fastball that just missed up and away. Still not a cloud in the sky at Blair Field. Some Sunday afternoon action. (1-0). Fly ball down the left field line. Dustin Robinson ranging over to the track at the wall. He makes that catch. Right on the warning track. Jake Evans didn't miss that one by much. It's just underneath it. Couldn't quite get past the 335 marker in front of the foul pole. It's allowed out number 2 off the bat of Evans.
2 long outs for the Dirtbags now in back-to-back innings. The wind had died down briefly and Evans almost picking up a home run.
I think that was the opposite effect of Enright's, where Trotter Enright just missed a home run because the wind knocked it down to right field. Evans had that one get caught up by the wind tunnel and almost carry it out of here. Caden Smacka up next for Long Beach State, lined out to center field his first time up. That was a first pitch swing. Here he takes the first one down and away for ball 1. It's 1-0. Flied out towards short center field. Trevor Smith over and camped underneath it to make the catch. So Smacka flies out to end the inning. Dirtbags leave one stranded. Dylan Lena can't move after his leadoff single. We're going to the 5th inning, still tied 2-2 on 22 West Radio. Kyler Northrup leading off the 5th inning for Washington State. 2-2 between the Dirtbags and the Cougars. Washington State was the last place team in the Mountain West last year. Takes one down low for ball 1. This is the final season that Washington State will be competing in the Mountain West. They're already technically not a Mountain West school. This next pitch is taken again for ball 2. Washington State never left the Pac-12 when the rest of the conference got essentially obliterated that year. That UCLA, USC, Cal, Oregon, all the original Pac-12 teams ditched the conference. Swung on and missed, and it counts 2-1. Washington State and Oregon State were the only 2 teams to hang tight in the Pac-12. Now next year, Pac-12 baseball will resume. It's pulled foul over to the Dirtbag dugout, and it counts 2-2. It'll be a 7-team conference next year that includes poaching some schools from the Mountain West. San Diego State will be part of that new look Pac-12. 2-2, pulled foul. Count stays there.
I miss the Pac-12.
You and me both. No more Pac-12 after dark football.
Basketball.
Pac-12 was an enjoyable conference. Now Gerfers paints the outside corner with a breaking ball. Throws Northrup in his tracks. Goes down looking for out number 1.
Solid strikeout there from Gerfers. Finally got a pitch to land right where he wanted it, on the outside.
It's the first strikeout of the afternoon for Gerfers, all the way in the 5th inning. Now Max Hartman in the box. He takes the first pitch down low for a ball. I'm certainly one of the people that will argue, as this pitch goes to the backstop, college conferences should be aligned much more geographically than they currently are.
Oh, yeah. I think the Big West is a textbook example
Yeah.
of a perfect college conference. Every team in California, plus Hawaii, and it's regional. You get rivalries. You get fun.
Not Cal and Stanford in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
You think Cal and Louisville is really a draw? No, absolutely not.
Another pitch miss, and it's 3-0 to Max Hartman. Right down the middle to make it 3-1.
And nothing against Louisville in the ACC.
They should be in the ACC. Cal should not.
You don't just bring the West Coast teams to play the East Coast teams.
The most ridiculous example of that is soon to be seen as the 3-1 misses high. It's a 5-pitch walk for Max Hartman. Sacramento State is joining the which conference is it? I think it's the MAC they're joining. I had this on the tip of my tongue.
They are joining the MAC conference.
Yeah, they are joining the MAC. And the details of that joining are ridiculous because Sacramento State is going to have to pay for the travel of all of their opponents from the literal northeast of the country to travel to Sacramento.
Teams like Buffalo.
First pitch taken down low by Dustin Robinson. He had the RBI triple his last time up.
And you know what I think this is, all these conference realignments? It's a scheme. Orchestrated by airlines so that people rack up more airline miles. Think of all the airline miles that are being accumulated with these conference realignments. You really think Sacramento State willingly wants to pay for airfare? No. But United and American, they're the ones pulling the strings here. The profit has to be off the charts.
All right, it is somewhere. Somebody's profiting on something, and it's not Sacramento State. They're going to have to pay for the travel. They don't get any kickbacks from the conference, I think is what I saw, for their first, 5 years or something. Just a complete money drain. 1-0 is fouled off by Robinson.
That's a shame. It's a real sting for Sacramento State.
That's the kind of team that you'd think, why wouldn't they just be in the Mountain West? I think Northern Illinois is joining the Mountain West. Blasphemy.
It really is ridiculous. We're going to end up with conferences, the teams from all four corners of the country. It'll start raining cats and dogs and fire from the sky, and then college sports will just be a mess.
2-1 now as a changeup miss outside. It depends on who you talk to. You could already find some people to argue college sports has reached the mess point.
You still have your traditional conferences, though. The Big West, the SEC.
Yes.
Might just be those two powerhouse conferences keeping this entire landscape intact.
Only thing left is to bring back Big West football.
Oh, yeah.
Show all the new cross-continental conferences how it's done. Gerfers picks off, but Hartman dives back. It's 2-1 to Dustin Robinson. Man on first with one out. 2-2 score at the top of the fifth inning. Gerfers painted the outside corner. Good slider that just did come back to catch it. 2-2 to Dustin Robinson. Reed Montgomery, by the way, is back into the game in left field. That should officially mean Smith Chandler is done. Gerfers picks off, but Hartman's back. Those two guys subbed for each other 2 times. There was the triple from Dustin Robinson in the third inning. Fly ball in the gap that Chandler collided hard with the wall. Got taken out to enter concussion protocol. So Reed Montgomery originally entered there. in the top of the third inning. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Griffers got him to swing over the top of a curveball. It's the second punch out of the inning. But after Montgomery entered in the top of the third, Chandler re-entered in the bottom of the third inning after clearing concussion protocol. Played the last 2 innings, and then now, or I guess inning and a half, and now Montgomery's back in the top of the 5th.
Montgomery very comfortable over there in left field. He's already played a handful of games as a starter this season.
Griffers picks off, but Hartman's back. A lot of pickoff attempts today for both of these teams, trying to control the running game. Mason Perello in the box. He's 1 for 1. RBI single in the third inning and got hit in the second inning. Griffers picks off again, but Hartman's back. Perello was the number 4 ranked outfielder out of Washington. Runner goes, and it's lined out towards left center field. Montgomery ranging over, and that's going to split the gap and roll to the wall. One run is going to come in easily for Washington State. They've retaken the lead on an RBI double from Mason Perello.
And Max Hartman, having gotten a jump off of first, all smiles as he rounds third. Solid contact off the bat from Perello, brings Hartman home with ease. And once again, it's a 2-out hit that gets Washington State on the board as they retake the lead, 3-2.
Their 2 spot in the third inning was on 3 straight 2-out hits. As you said, now they've got another one to drive in a run. It's 3-2 Washington State in the top of the 5th inning. Now Ryan Shawnsby steps up to try and add to the damage. Man on second with 2 out. Griffers comes home, and it's hit off the end of the bat. That'll fall into center field. That's going to bring in another run. Mason Perello in to score, standing up. Back-to-back first pitch hits from Washington State. Now it's Ryan Shawnsby driving in another run. It's 4-2 Cougars.
Ryan Shawnsby, the Long Beach native, right over the head of Trotter Enright at shortstop. And it's going to result in a mound visit. And it looks like a change coming, as Jason Griffers once again gives up 2 runs on 2 outs. The Dirtbags find themselves in the hole once again.
Long Beach State making a pitching change. It's 4-2 Washington State. And that ends the day for Jason Griffers. The man on first is his responsibility, but the Dirtbags turn to the bullpen in the 5th inning. We'll be right back to introduce the new arm on 22 West Radio. Van Larson, the lefty, into the game for Long Beach State. Soft tossing, but relies on the slider quite a bit in left-on-left matchups. Dane Chavez, the lefty, will be who he faces with 2 outs. Larson's pitched in 2 games before this one this year. Gave up 3 earned runs and 2 1/3 against San Jose State, and then gave up 2 earned runs and only 2/3 of an inning against Pittsburgh. Didn't get a decision in either of those games, but enters this one with a 15 ERA. First pitch slider on the outside corner for a strike to Chavez.
Van Larson really had a rough go of it against Pittsburgh. Gave up 2 doubles, scored 2 runs. The game the Dirtbags lost 6-3.
0-1, another slider on the outside corner for strike 2. His fastball only sits in the mid-80s, but that slider has been a good pitch for Larson the last couple of years out of the Dirtbag bullpen in left-on-left matchups. 0-2, slider again, but it's hit off the end of the bat and it'll fall into the right center gap. Ranging over to me, cuts it off, but going first to third is Shawnsby. It's a single for Dane Chavez, 3 straight 2-out knocks for Washington State. Now they've got runners at the corners.
It's deja vu from that top of the 3rd inning, where Washington State did the exact same thing to score 2 runs. They've already plated 2 here in the top of the 5th, and now the runners on the corners. Might not be over yet for the Dirtbags.
And now another lefty in the box for Washington State, Noah Thien. Van Larson will have the chance to still try and lean on his ideal left-on-left matchup. Runners at the corners. First pitch slider in there for a strike. Thien 0 for 0. Both of his plate appearances have been sacrifice bunts.
Thien on the season, only 9 at-bats.
Now Larson gives a step and throw to first, but Chavez dives back. Larson has a very good pickoff move. Lefty on the mound. Oh, 1. Fastball hit him on the front arm. So the first fastball Larson throws, runs up and in and catches Thien. Now it'll be the right-handed hitting Gavin Roy coming up with the bases loaded.
Shortstop number 6, Gavin Roy.
Not ideal as Van Larson steps off the bump. Grabs a bit of rosin off the bag. And he'll need to settle in fast here, as this could get ugly for the Dirtbags here on the top of the 5th.
Washington State with a chance to potentially blow it open. Bases loaded, 2 already in the inning. It's 4-2 Cougars. Now Gavin Roy steps in 0 for 2 today. First pitch missed up high for ball 1.
Roy last season, 3 home runs and 36 RBIs.
Infield shifted a bit to the left. The 1-0 slider missed outside. It's 2-0 to Gavin Roy. Good count for the Washington State shortstop to hunt a pitch to drive. 2-0. Line drive gets through the left side into left field. 1 run is in. Getting the wave and rounding second, Chavez, and the throw is cut off. It's a 2-run single for Gavin Roy. The 5th straight Washington State batter to reach, and the score is now 6-2.
After a pair of singles against Long Beach State on Friday, he gets his 3rd single against the Dirtbags on the weekend to drive in 2 more runs. And this game has gotten away from the Dirtbags with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. 4 runs now in the frame for the Cougars. And now a 6-2 lead for Washington State, and they still have 2 on. Runners on first and second is Van Larson. Need to collect himself.
Top of the order up now. Trevor Smith flips around to the right-handed batting box and swings and misses the first pitch. It's the 9th Cougar to the plate in this inning. 0-1. Slider misses down, and count evens 1-1. Runners at first and second after the two RBI single from Gavin Roy. One pitch from Larson. Fastball that missed up high. Came in at 84 miles an hour. Two one. Line drive right at Trotter Enright. So he gloves it, and that ends the inning. But it's a 4 spot for Washington State. Halfway home, it's 6-2 Cougars on 22 West Radio. Washington State ahead 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 8-9-1 due up for Long Beach State as they try to respond.
At the bottom of the order, hoping to work something out here. Dirtbags having given up 4 runs in the top half.
First pitch taken for a strike by Damon Valdez. Griffin Smith, 51 pitches. Took him 50 to get through 4, so good efficiency. Misses down low and the count's 1-1.
Smith in a bit of a rough patch there on the bottom of the 3rd, with the Dirtbags scored 2 runs, but he's right on pace to complete 5 innings here.
1-1 pitch to Damon Valdez. Slider misses down and away. Smith out of the windup again. Catches the outside corner with a fastball. Valdez struck out chasing a slider his first time up there. See if Smith goes back to it now with 2 strikes. Instead of fastball is fouled straight back. Valdez stays alive. Four hits on the afternoon for the Dirtbags. 3 of them came in that 3rd inning. The 2-2 went to the slider, but Valdez laid off. Count now full. Payoff pitch. Fastball missed outside. Good at bat from Damon Valdez as he draws a leadoff walk.
And Smith was trying to pitch around Valdez during that at-bat. Good eyes from Valdez. Gets a runner on with nobody out.
Camden Gasser comes up next. After working a full count his first time up, singled into center field. That started that 2-run rally in the 3rd inning. Dirtbags had tied it up there, but Washington State put up a 4 spot in the top half of the 5th. First pitch taken for a strike by Gasser. Talked a little bit about the aggressiveness Matt Toomey's shown early in the count. Camden Gasser is the complete opposite side of the coin. Oh, 1, taken just outside.
We also talked about Camden Gasser being so low in the order today. Last season, Kyle Ashworth, the leadoff man for the Dirtbags. TJ Bruce trusting a patient hitter to get the offense started. Today, Gasser hitting near the bottom of the order. Has already shown that same patience, but doing it in a different spot.
1-1 fastball taken for a strike. It's felt a few times this year like Gasser is just taking 2 strikes anytime he's up there. That's how you get to 20 walks in 5 games, but batting average for Gasser only at 208. Fouls one off right into the Dirtbag dugout. Took a fastball out of the glove to stay alive.
When Gasser does make contact, it's never really hard. Great on-base guy. Hence the low batting average. Just waits on his pitch.
Takes a changeup outside, and the count evens 2-2. Two pitch missed outside. Once again, the count is full to Camden Gasser. Now some stirring in the Washington State bullpen. Payoff pitch misses outside.
Wow.
Camden Gasser draws the walk. And the Dirtbags have the first 2 batters reach in the bottom of the 5th.
And Smith just tried to work Gasser inside out there, and Gasser's not a guy who's going to chase a pitch high and outside. So to throw him the same pitch 3 times is not a recipe for success.
Now Washington State comes together for a conference on the mound. No coach, just the infielders and catcher meeting out there around Griffin Smith. Top of the order coming up for Long Beach State. Trevor Goldenetz will step in with runners on 1st and 2nd and nobody out. Good job by the 8 and 9 hitters in the Long Beach State order to set the table for a response inning after the Cougars put up 4 in the top half.
And Valdez over on 2nd. No stolen bases this season, no attempts. You can imagine with 0 outs, both runners will have the red light here for the Dirtbags.
Corner infielders pulled in to play the bunt. Goldenetz scores around and lays it down fouled on the 3rd baseline. Reed Montgomery is on deck, ready to take his first at-bat of the day. TJ Bruce still having Trevor Goldenetz try to lay down a bunt.
And over on 3rd, Kyler Northrup has his toes on the infield grass, ready to crash. He was the one leading that infield conference.
Oh, 1. Shows bunt again, gets it down the 1st baseline. This time it's bouncing and just gets caught while it's fair by Shawnsby. And as he collided with Trevor Goldenetz, it looked like the freshman for Long Beach State gave a little bit of a push. So Shawnsby eyed him down as he ran back to the dugout. Either way, it's a successful sacrifice bunt from Goldenetz. Both runners advance up to 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, and Shawnsby back there covering 1st. It was a game of odds there. And you'd rather bunt to 1st than bunt to 3rd and risk anything adverse. So the runners advance to 2nd and 3rd, and now the Dirtbags in a good position here to get some runs on the board.
Reed Montgomery, left-handed hitting sophomore in the box, takes one low. On the season, Montgomery 2 for 6. Seen appearances coming off the bench as a defensive replacement. Next one bounces in, and Montgomery's ahead 2-0. corner infielders both pulled in for Washington State. Aggressive defensive decision. Could be playing for a squeeze. The 4-run lead and runners on second and third. 2-0, taken inside, and it caught a piece of his chest. It's a hit by pitch for Reed Montgomery, and that loads the bases for Trotter Enright.
First time Reed Montgomery's been hit this season. Didn't have to lean in too much for the catch piece of the elbow guard. And for the first time today, Dirtbags have the bases loaded with only one out, and now a mound visit coming as Griffin Smith was on pace to finish this 5th inning, but he might get an early hook here.
Washington State has had action furiously going in the bullpen since the walk to Camden Gasser. So they've had 2 batters now to try and get ready. 2 right-handers throwing down in the Cougars bullpen.
And the Cougars' relief pitching definitely not as strong as their starting pitching. So for Griffin Smith to exit this game, if he does, with the bases loaded, would put the relief corps in a difficult spot here earlier than expected. And it looks like Smith's going to get a vote of confidence here.
Smith will stay in the game to face Trotter Enright, who his last time up just missed a home run. Flew out on the first pitch that he saw to the warning track in right field. So now with the bases loaded, Enright will try to catch another ball clean. Valdez the runner at third, Gasser at second, and Montgomery at first. So the first pitch is taken low for a ball. Dirtbags trailing by 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Trotter Enright up with the bases loaded. Smith out of the windup. Catches one just at the knees for a strike. The Dirtbag faithful in attendance did not like that call. Our zone showed that it caught it.
Washington State fans loved it.
1-1. Taken low, checked his swing and didn't go around. Counts 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Trotter Enright. Popped up out of play. Turned and burned on a fastball, roped it way foul. Counts 2-2. Smith comes home again. 2-2 pitch to Enright, misses down low. Count is full with nowhere to put him. Dylan Lena on deck with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Enright has only drawn 5 walks this season.
The payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Pulled the string on a changeup that stayed high, but Enright looking fastball and swung right over the top of it. It's a big second out on the strikeout for Smith.
Enright knows he could have had that one. Just undercut it, expecting the dip. And now it sets up Dylan Lena. With the bases loaded and 2 outs to try to make something happen.
3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Griffin Smith. Now Dylan Lena up with a chance to try and salvage the rally. First pitch to Lena, fastball, it missed outside for ball 1. Lena's reached both times today, walked in the 2nd inning and then singled in the 4th. The shortstop Roy way over in the 5.5 hole. 1-0, slider taken outside.
Lena staying patient.
The 2-0 pitch, taken inside. It's 3-0 for Dylan Lena. Matt Toomey on deck and the bases loaded.
Lena looks down the 3rd base line for some instructions.
Was looking to see whether he has the green light here. Most dangerous hitter in the Dirtbag lineup takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Lena still way ahead, 3 balls and 1 strike. Smith has to be careful with what he throws him here.
8 RBIs for Dylan Lena this season, 1 home run.
3-1 pitch to Lena, taken outside for ball 4. It's a bases loaded walk, and that forces in a run. The Dirtbags are back within 3.
Good eyes from Lena. Easily could have chased that. Instead, sees off a pitch that misses the zone, and the Dirtbags inch closer now.
Damon Valdez comes in to score. Now Matt Toomey in for Long Beach State, but before he gets to hit, it's going to be a pitching change for Washington State. Bases remain loaded for Long Beach State with 2 outs as they trail 6-3. Cougars going to the bullpen. Be right back to introduce the new arm on 22 West Radio. Reliever in the game is a right-handed freshman, Ryan Falk, for Washington State. He enters in a tough spot. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Matt Toomey coming up for Long Beach State. It's 6-3 Washington State after the bases loaded walk for Dylan Lena.
Falk already pitching a single inning this weekend against BYU in the game for Washington State right before they faced Long Beach on Friday.
Right on left matchup, bases loaded for Long Beach State. They trail by 3. First pitch from Ryan Falk, a breaking ball that missed low. Thien kept it in front of him, but Toomey's ahead 1-0. Toomey 0 for 2 today, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning and then flew out to right in the 4th. 1-0 pitch, missed up and in. Toomey's ahead 2-0.
On the mound, Falk, a graduate of Cherry Creek High School, where he was absolutely dominant throughout his high school career. He's 6'5", 210. A lot of velocity in his pitches.
You know Toomey will be ready to swing here. 2-0 pitch, taken at the knees for a strike. Good location. Falk got a fastball in there at 88 miles an hour. The 2-1. Flied out into left field. Robinson ranges over towards the line, and he's camped underneath it to make the catch. So Ryan Falk enters out of the bullpen and is able to strand the bases loaded. Dirtbags get 1 back, but leave 3 on base. Going to the 6th inning, it's 6-3 Cougars on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags go back to the bullpen. Tyler Gebb coming in, the right-handed junior, pitched on Wednesday against BYU and struggled. Only got 1 out and gave up 2 earned runs. He's facing the heart of the order, 2, 3, and 4 in the Washington State lineup. Kyler Northrup leading it off, shows bunt, lays it down the third baseline. Evans ranges in, Fields bobbles, his throw to first is not in time. Evans couldn't come up with the bunt cleanly, and that gave Northrup the chance to beat it out. Beats the throw by a half a step, and it's a leadoff bunt single for Washington State.
Evans is going to want that one back. Crashed well, took the bunt as it was dying on the grass, and then the transfer from glove to hand, just not clean enough.
Max Hartman in next. He's reached his last 2 times up. Single in the 3rd inning and a walk in the 5th. First pitch from Gebb, a fastball at the knees for a strike. TJ Bruce leaned on Tyler Gebb a ton last year. The results didn't look good. ERA north of 7, but led the Dirtbags in total appearances. Pickoff attempt, but Northrup dives back. He's got good stuff. Fastball that is up near 90 miles an hour with a lot of induced vertical break. Hasn't been able to string it together into consistent success like the Dirtbags expect he can achieve, though. One changeup missed outside. Gebb started his college career at UC Riverside, Big West rival of the Dirtbags, before transferring to Long Beach State last year. Pick off, but throws a little high. Lena grabs it before not putting down the tag.
Last year, Gebb 28 appearances for the Dirtbags, 10th most in Division I baseball. Felt like every single night he was coming out of the bullpen.
One pitch, fouled straight back into the netting. Counts 1-2 to Max Hartman, preseason All Mountain West selection. Gebb's pitch misses badly outside. The count evens 2-2. Pickoff attempt, but Northrup's back. The Shadows barely starting to creep into fair territory now. Shadow from the light fixture is back behind first base. Nothing in front of the mound and home plate yet, though. 2-2, chopper on the ground to the right side. Gassler ranges in, his only play is the first underhand flip is there in time to get Hartman. The runner Northrup moves up to second base on the ground out. 1 out now for Washington State. Brings up the cleanup man, Dustin Robinson. They did actually change the Northrup bunt to an error on Jake Evans. So it wasn't a hit to start the inning. First pitch taken by Robinson outside. Now he fouls one back and the count's 1-1. Robinson struck out his last time up as Gibbs steps off the mound.
Robinson, a part of the Cypress College team last season. They made it to the CCCAA Final Four.
1-1, chopped foul. Man on second with 1 out. 6-3 Washington State in the top of the 6th inning. One, two, swung on and missed. Another curveball that Robinson goes fishing at. First strikeout for Tyler Gibb, goes for the 2nd out of the inning.
Designated hitter number 12, Mason Morello.
Mason Perello comes up now. Man still at second with 2 outs. Perello had an RBI double his last time up. 2 runs driven in today, had an RBI single also back in the 3rd. First pitch grounded through the center. Was to the left side of the second base bag, but Enright couldn't get there. Coming around to score easily is Northrup. It's the 3rd RBI hit of the day for Mason Perello. The Cougars extend their lead back to 4 at 7-3.
And all 7 runs this afternoon coming with 2 outs. Trotter Enright elects not to lay out at shortstop as the ball gets into the outfield. And Perello's having himself a day.
It was a hard hit ground ball to where you'd traditionally expect the shortstop to be. But Enright was shaded way over in the hole, so couldn't get there. First pitch taken for a ball by Ryan Shawnsby. So as you said, yet another 2-out hit driving a run for Washington State. They've been clutch today. 1-0 taken down in the dirt. It's 2-0. How about this? Washington State on the day, 8 for 13 with 2 outs, batting .615.
That just doesn't happen.
.2-0 taken up and away, and Gibbs behind 3-0 to Shawnsby.
Shawnsby, graduate of Long Beach Poly High School.
Another one misses outside. It's a 4-pitch walk to Shawnsby. Washington State now with the runners at first and second.
First baseman, right? Excuse me, second baseman number 2, Dane Chavez.
Dane Chavez coming up next for the Cougars. Singled into right center his last time up. True freshman and Washington native. First pitch fastball taken on the outside corner for a strike. Oh, 1, bends in, taken again for strike 2.
Gabb's got to be smart here. He has the 0-2 count, few pitches to burn. Expect him to try to get Chavez to chase here.
.2 from Gebb. Fastball misses up and away. A clear chase pitch there, trying to get Chavez to expand the zone. Freshman second baseman for the Cougars has reached twice today. 1-2 bounced in. Now the runner trying for third. Throw down from Valdez is in plenty of time to get him. Mason Perello gets cut down trying to advance on a ball in the dirt. Damon Valdez picked it and threw him out by 15 feet. Nice play by the true freshman catcher for the Dirtbags ends the inning. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's 7-3 Cougars on 22 West Radio. Jake Evans leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Dirtbags back to a 4-run deficit. Ryan Falk still on the mound for Washington State. Jake Evans 0 for 2 today, strikeout and a flyout. He takes a first pitch fastball up high. The shade has climbed over the stands everywhere except the third base line. The slider bends in for a strike to Evans. So the fans have been able to move down to their regular seats in the shade down the first base lines and behind home plate. Down third base, though, all the fans still pushed up to the top of the stands. There's a pop-up in foul territory, and that'll get out of play.
It would be interesting to see a time lapse, maybe from the center fielder's perspective of how the fans have moved today. The metal bleachers here at Blair Field have to be scorching hot in the sun. We've just kind of seen the crowd dance around, try to find the shade. Safest spot today has been right behind home plate. And that's the most packed out stand here into the 6th.
1-2 changeup missed. It's been an unusually hot couple of days to end this week in Long Beach and through this weekend. Calendar just flipped to March. There's a chopper to the right side, ranging over on a dive, fielding Chavez. He gets up, but his throw was late. Jake Evans slides head first over the first base bag. So a good effort by Chavez at second base, but Evans has an infield single.
Surely running through the bag is faster than diving
Yes.
head first into first.
It is.
Evans got a little tripped up there, and
He dove intentionally, but the only time that it's better to do that is if there's going to be a tag applied and you need to avoid the tag. Especially with the 2 bases in college baseball, there's really no reason to be diving.
just felt like Evans made that play a little bit closer than it had to be, but now he has the sliding glove on. And Dirtbags have one on with nobody out.
Now we're going to have a mound visit for Washington State after Evans reached. And it looks like this is going to be a new arm coming in for Washington State. They're making a pitching change and I believe going to a southpaw. We'll be back to introduce the new arm for Washington State up next on 22 West Radio. Washington State going to the left-handed freshman reliever Tabor Fast out of the bullpen. He'll face Caden Smacka with a runner at first and nobody out in the 6th. Smacka so far today 0 for 2. A line out and a fly out, both to center field. First pitch from Fast, a fastball on the outside corner. It's going to be some uncomfortable sounding alliteration. I may have to say heater.
Fast, the one who picked up the loss for Washington State against BYU on Friday.
Slider missed outside.
Pitched 1 2/3 against the Cougars, gave up 3 hits and the walk-off run.
In total this year, he's thrown 4 innings, 9 hits and 6 earned runs against him. Breaking ball missed up high. So the numbers not good for Fast so far this year, a 12.86 ERA and a 3.25 whip. Fastball popped up and out of play down the left field line over off the roof of the Dirtbag clubhouse.
Fast, the redshirt sophomore, transferred from Texas Tech, where he had a solid first year and not so solid 2024 season. His ERA slipped down to 9 after only 5 appearances in 8 innings.
Fastball missed outside and the count is full to Smacka.
Fast missed last season through injury and is now getting his chance to show his stuff on the bump for Washington State.
Payoff pitch, fastball missed outside. So Caden Smacka draws a walk. The Dirtbags have had the first 2 batters reach in this bottom of the 6th.
And it brings up the bottom of the order, which so far today has been the most productive of the Dirtbags batting order.
Damon Valdez comes up after walking and coming around to score in the 5th inning. Corner infielders both pulled in front of their respective bases, playing the bunt. Valdez squares around but pulls it back as the pitch misses inside. Still a lot of game to play. And no outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Still with a 4-run deficit. I think there's a lot of coaches that wouldn't want to bunt here, give up an out. 1-0, drop down the third baseline, but foul.
TJ Bruce loves a good bunt.
That we have learned going back to last year. Bruce is a throwback style. A lot of bunting in his offensive game plan.
If you can advance the runners with no outs, Bruce is always going to at least show bunt once, no matter who's at the plate.
Yeah, there were times last year that Kyle Ashworth had the bunt sign, which was
leadoff man hitting just around 350 on the season.
Unorthodox. Back pick to second, goes into center field. Jake Evans is going to advance to third, throw to second. Smacka slides in and he's safe.
Oof.
Almost overslid the bag, but able to keep the hand on it. So throwing error by the pitcher Fast on the pickoff attempt, and the Dirtbags get those 2 extra bags for free. Valdez will get to swing away now.
Just an awkward back pick. Shortstop did not come over to cover in time, and ball went right through into the outfield. Smacka doing just enough to leave his arm trailing to stay on base as well.
1-1 pitch, a slider, got the outside corner. A backdoor pitch from Fast. Second and third, nobody out. 7-3 Cougars in the bottom of the 6th inning. Long Beach threatening to try and start their comeback. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, fouled off. An excuse me swing from Damon Valdez as a curveball was bending back into the zone. Didn't even move his feet and just stuck the bat out and barely stayed alive. 1-2. Breaking ball, hammered up the middle and through. A base hit for Valdez, getting a wave. Here comes Smacka, and he's in to score. It's a 2-run single for Damon Valdez. Long Beach has had their first 3 batters in the 6th reach, and they're within 2 runs.
Hot start here in the bottom of the 6th, and Damon Valdez ropes one right over second base. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
2 RBI single for Damon Valdez. He's reached back-to-back times up there, and it's an impressive day so far for the true freshman catcher. Camden Gasser comes up now, batting in the 9 spot today, but has still reached base both times. Batting average wouldn't show it, but the on-base percentage will tell you Gasser's dangerous out of the 9 hole. Shows bunt here, but pulls it back as it's taken for a strike.
With his 2 reaches today, Gasser now at a .578 on base percentage. By far the best on this Dirtbags roster.
A single in the 3rd before walking in the 5th. Shows bunt again, pulls it back, and the pitch misses high. It's another example of TJ Bruce being evidently unafraid to bunt. Kyler Northrup pulled in front of the 3rd base bag. Gasser shows bunt, pops it up. Fast comes out and catches it in front of the mound. Gasser slams his bat down in front of home plate as he pops out, can't get the bunt down.
And Camden Gasser's got to be a little sick with that one. He knows he had a chance to lay one down the first base line, and instead it's off the top of the barrel. And into the arms of Tabor Fast, who will take anything at this point to slow down this Dirtbags offense.
Trevor Goldenet's in now, top of the order for Long Beach State coming up. Man at first with 1 out. First pitch slider onto the inside corner for strike 1. Goldenet's 1 for 2. Had an RBI triple in the 3rd inning. Pops one up down the left field line short. Dustin Robinson started back, now ranges in. On a slide, it goes off his glove, and it's fair. It bounces over to the warning track. Valdez round second. He'll have to go back there. So it's a single for Goldenets. It was a bad read in left field by Dustin Robinson. Did not take an efficient route to the ball and then had to slide. Ball went off the tip of his glove as he slid over the foul line. It's the 2nd hit of the day for Trevor Goldenets. Now runners at 1st and 2nd for Long Beach State.
And beyond the bad read, the sun is now directly in Robinson's eyes, as he just misjudged it. Couldn't stab it out of the air, and now a mound visit coming as Tabor Fast has put 2 men on, anywhere the Dirtbags have already plated to, and there's only 1 out.
Reed Montgomery will be coming up for Long Beach State. Dirtbags only trail by 2, so now the tying run is over at first base in Goldenets. Reed Montgomery has had one plate appearance before this one today. Got hit by a pitch last inning. So on the season, 2 for 6 still. 1 double. Seven to 5, Washington State. Long Beach State with a couple of runners on. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Reed Montgomery digs into the box for a left-on-left matchup. First pitch from Fast. Line drive over into left field. Robinson ranging back, and he makes the catch on the run. Wasn't a great read again, but he just was able to get there and make the catch while moving back towards the track. Montgomery hit that ball hard, but it finds the glove for out number 2.
Although that last swing from Reed Montgomery resulted in an out, looks like it's also going to spell the end of Tabor Fast's afternoon.
Second pitching change of the inning for Washington State as the ball gets taken from Tabor Fast. New arm coming in to face Trotter Enright with a couple runners on. Introduce the new Washington State arm after this on 22 West Radio. Trotter Enright coming up for Long Beach State, and he's facing the right-handed reliever Trevor Stowe. So Washington State going to the righty out of the bullpen, taking out the left-handed Carter Fast to face the left-handed hitting Trotter Enright. First pitch to the Dirtbag shortstop, misses down on the dirt, but it's blocked by Thien. Runners at first and second with 2 out.
And Luke Myers' numbers aren't the most impressive this season, but he certainly has the stuff to be serviceable for the Cougars this year. He's only been trusted in big spots against Cal Poly.
1-0 popped up off the hands into short center field. It's going to drop in. Valdez is coming in to score for Long Beach State, and Golden Nets goes first to third. An RBI single from Trotter Enright. He gives the Barrels are overrated sign back to the dugout, and the Dirtbags are within 1.
Just a perfect cue ball off the bat and into the campfire right behind second base.
Absolutely sawed him off, but just muscled that ball off the hands enough to drop into center field. That's Enright's first hit of the day. Brings in a run. Now 7-6 Washington State, and Dylan Lena comes up with runners at the corners. Stowe comes set up at the chest. First pitch, Enright started to go, then shuts it down, and it misses low. One 1-0 count for Dylan Lena. Runners at first and third for Long Beach State. Pitch from Stowe, swung on and missed. Big cut from Dylan Lena, but he comes up empty. The count is 1-1.
Lena was able to work a walk with the bases loaded in the bottom of the fifth to drive in a run.
Has reached all 3 times today. A couple of walks and a single. Dirtbags with 3 runs so far in the 6th as they trail by 1. 1-1 pitch from Stowe. Misses, but it's bouncing up in front of home plate. Golden Nets didn't read it, so he stays at third. Would have been close either way. Enright does move up to second base on the wild pitch. Dylan Lena was given the sign to try and bring the runner in from third base, but Golden Nets stays put.
TJ Bruce was saying, no way, over there in the third base box.
That was a crazy one. Bounced off of Thien high up in the air. Thien didn't know where it went at first, the Washington State catcher, but then was able to locate as it landed just in front of home plate. Counts 2-1 to Dylan Lena, runners at second and third. Pop up high into short center field, ranging over. It's Hartman who calls it off in the right center gap, and he makes the catch. Lena's fly out strands a couple in scoring position. Long Beach puts up 3 though in the 6th to get back within a run. Going to the 7th inning, it's 7-6 Cougars on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. So we go to the 7th, it's 7-6 Cougars. Back to a close game with Tyler Gibb still out for Long Beach State.
Dirtbags have consistently battled their way back into this game, but they need some solid strikes here from Gebb to get themselves a position to continue to close the gap over the final 3 frames.
First pitch fastball for a strike. Gebb entering his 2nd inning of work. Oh, 1 taken up high, and the count's 1-1.
Washington State has set the tone all afternoon long. 2-run lead in the top of the 3rd, and a 6-2 lead in the top of the 5th.
1-1 pitch from Gebb. A slider, good one, pens in for a strike. Dane Chavez has been on base all 3 times up there today, reached on an error in the 2nd before walking in the 4th and singling in the 5th. 1-2, ground ball up the middle, stabbed by Gebb. He gives an underhand toss to Lena at first base. 1-3 on the put out for the first out of the inning.
Nice glove work there from Gebb, getting down low, stabbing one of his ankles, and then everyday walk in the park down to first base. Easy toss to Lena. And that's what the Dirtbags are going to need more of here from Tyler Gebb. Quick at-bats, easy outs.
Now Noah Thine in the box. First pitch fastball just missed the outside corner. Seven to 6 Cougars in the top of the 7th inning. One-0 taken for a strike. Feels at this point in the game like Washington State is conceding the first 2 outs of the inning before they get the rally started with 2 outs. Of course, that's not an intentional thing, but they've built their lead off of 2-out hitting today.
All 7 runs coming with 2 outs. It's unreal. Even with 2 outs, nobody on, they've still found a way.
8 hits on the day for Wazoo. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Good slider, had Thine out ahead of it. Gibb gets his second strikeout of the day. Now it's 2 outs, nobody on from the number 9 hitter, Gavin Roy.
Beautiful change of pace there from Tyler Gibb.
Roy, last time up, had a 2 RBI double. First pitch taken up high, a fastball for ball 1. Jeb's 1-0, caught the outside corner. It was a single for Roy that brought in 2 runs his last time up, not a double. My handwriting needs to be a little better on the scorecard. Lays down a bunt in front of home plate, and it's going to be an out. Tyler Gibb came in and threw a little bit up the line. Lena had to go to the second bag to catch and tag. There was a collision with Gavin Roy as he's back up on his feet, but fell to the ground hard. That'll be something for Washington State to look at and hope their shortstop can stay in the game. Tyler Gibb puts him down in order, though, and the fans at Blair Field will get up to stretch with the score 7-6 Cougars on 22 West Radio. So after Long Beach got a 0 in the top of the 7th inning, they'll come up and try and tie this game up. Scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th to get back within a run. 7-6 Washington State as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning. Matt Toomey coming up to lead off the frame for Long Beach State. Toomey steps in 0 for 3 today. A ground out and a couple of flyouts. First pitch taken down low for ball 1.
Matt Toomey's also changed out his bat here. Hoping for a spark with an equipment change.
Next one taken at the knees for a strike.
And Toomey, who's usually been swinging at first pitches in this young season, a bit more patient approach in his last 2 at-bats.
One pitch from Trevor Stowell is lifted out into center field, ranging back. Smith on the run, but then he slows down and makes the catch. Well in front of the track. Matt Toomey flies out to center to start the inning.
It's not enough muscle on a swing from Matt Toomey. Had to extend just a little bit, and the wind has died down here at Blair Field.
Jake Evans up next. First pitch to Evans. Chopper fouled on the right side. Evans singled in the infield his last time up. He's the leadoff man in that 6th inning. Jeff Littman on the Blair Field organ, getting the fans into it. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Waved at by Evans on a good slider from Stowe. Count is 0-2 with Caden Smacka waiting on deck. Slider misses in the dirt. As we mentioned earlier, Dirtbags will remain at home on Tuesday to play against Waseda University from Japan in an exhibition. 1-2 missed outside. Then they'll be hitting the road the very next day, playing down at San Diego State on Wednesday. And then Big West play starts next weekend. 3-game set up at UC Santa Barbara, being an immediate challenge for the Dirtbags early in the year. 2-2 fouled straight back.
There have already been some big wins by Big West programs this week against nationally ranked opponents. Irvine picking up a few big results. Santa Barbara expected to be competitive this season, along with Cal Poly.
That's Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, and UC Irvine that are expected to be at the top of the Big West. UC Santa Barbara won the preseason poll. Slider misses outside, and the count is full to Jake Evans.
Fullerton have had their struggles in the non-conference schedule. Offense looking a little bit lethargic for a historic program in the Titans.
Payoff pitch to Evans, misses outside. Jake Evans with a good at-bat to draw a walk, and the Dirtbags have a 1-out base runner. Caden Smacka comes up next. He walked in the 6th inning, helping to set the table for the 3 runs the Dirtbags would eventually score. 0 for 2 otherwise. Line out and a fly out to center field. Jake Evans 2 for 3 on stolen base attempts this year. Pitch home. Smacka checked his swing and it just missed outside. Healthy lead at first base for Jake Evans. 1-0 pitch to Smacka, taken down and away for ball 2. In the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-6 Cougars. Dirtbags with a man on first and 1 out. Smacka takes another one down low, and he's ahead 3-0. Some more action down in the Cougars bullpen. Another righty throwing down there. Now pickoff attempt, but Evans dives back well ahead in the throw. Now we'll have a mound visit for Washington State. Well, they're making the pitching change. Wow, with a 3-0 count. They have seen enough. So head coach Nathan Choate comes out to get the ball. Despite the 3-0 count to Caden Smacka, Washington State going to the bullpen mid at bat.
Wow.
Back to introduce the new arm for Washington State up next on 22 West Radio. New reliever in the game for Washington State is the right-handed redshirt junior Rylan Hyder. First pitch was into a strike to Caden Smacka. Came in with a 3-0 count. Now tries to pick off Jake Evans, but he dives back.
Hyder, native of Olympia, Washington, emerged as a reliable bullpen option last year for Washington State. 24 appearances, a 2-3 record, 3 saves, and a 5.24 ERA.
3-1 as he delivers from a sidearm angle, is in for a strike again. Count is 3-2 to Caden Smacka. Picks off again, close over there, but Jake Evans is back.
Hyder on the mound, 6'2", 189.
Payoff pitch, Evans goes, it's grounded up the middle, ranging across the bag. It's the shortstop, Roy, who fields, but his throw is low, and it can't get dug out. Shongbi can't pick it out of the dirt. That'll be a throwing error against Gavin Roy at shortstop. I would assume, we'll see how it's ruled. It is immediately ruled an error. Long Beach State with runners at first and second with 1 out as Smacka has reached.
And Gavin Roy, not a guy who makes errors. Just period in his entire Washington State career. Last year, he led the Mountain West with 176 assists. He has been solid at shortstop, and yes, the throw is low, but feels like an error on both ends for Washington State that gets Dirtbags 2 men on now with only 1 out.
Damon Valdez will bat next. Before he goes up, TJ Bruce walked down from the third base coaching box to have a full chat with his freshman catcher.
And how often can you say that your 8 and 9 hitters are the most dangerous men in the lineup?
It's felt that way today for the Dirtbags. Damon Valdez has reached his last 2 times up. Had a walk in the 5th and then a 2 RBI single last inning. It's first and second, Dirtbags trailing by 1. Damon Valdez in the box again. Hyder comes set, looks back to second. Now delivers home. First pitch chopped on the ground to third base. Fielded by Northrup. Throws to second for 1. Throw back to first. Off the bag, and he's safe. The throw would have been there in plenty of time, but it pulled Shongbi off the bag. So that's back-to-back plays. Washington State's infield has not been able to come through. Runners at the corners now for Long Beach State with 2 out.
That would have been an inning-ending double play. Johnsby just could not keep his foot on the bag. Now Dirtbags trailing by a single run, have runners on the corners.
Camden Gasser coming up for Long Beach State. Runners at first and third. First pitch taken for ball 1. Valdez, the runner at first. The 1-0 pitch. Just did catch the outside corner. It's 1-1 to Camden Gasser. The bottom of the 7th inning, 7-6 Washington State. Tying run 90 feet away down at third. Jake Evans, the runner there, and then Damon Valdez, go-ahead run at first base for the Dirtbags. 1-1, taken down and away for ball 2.
Camden Gasser in his 25 at-bats this season has been walked 21 times. Also driven in 4 runs.
Two 2-1, taken off the outside corner. It's 3-1 to Camden Gasser. The leadoff man for Long Beach State, Trevor Goldenitz, waiting on deck.
Goldenitz today 2 for 3, and he would love to step up with the bases loaded.
With 3-1, missed outside. It's the second walk of the day for Camden Gasser. The bases are juiced for Long Beach State with Goldenitz coming up.
Here we go.
Trevor Goldenetz coming up. 2 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Dirtbags have the bases loaded as they trail by a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rylan Hyder 1 out away from getting out of the jam. First pitch to Goldenetz, bounces to the backstop. The Dirtbags have tied it up as Jake Evans is in to score. It missed outside and Noah Thine couldn't stop it. All the runners advanced 90 feet, runners at second and third, and we're tied 7-7.
Hyder just spikes one. And there's really nothing Noah Thine could have done about it behind the dish. With the bases loaded, the lights just a little bit too bright for Ryan Hyder. And we have a tie ball game now.
Runners at second and third, 1-0 count to Trevor Goldenetz. Now the go-ahead run 90 feet away. 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike.
Hyder looking to dial himself back in. Throwing his best pitch. Noah Goldenetz can be a patient hitter.
1-1, taken right on the inside corner. Goldenetz turned with it, thought that he had ball 2, but instead he's in a 1-2 hole.
Now Hyder needs just one more strike to escape the inning.
The 1-2 from Hyder, taken outside. Second and third with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. All tied 7-7. Goldenetz looking for his 3rd hit of the day. 2-2. Cue ball hit off the end of the bat. Bounces once to the second baseman. Chavez, his throw to first just in time to get Goldenetz. A weirdly hit batted ball that dove to the ground in front of Chavez, but he does get Goldenetz by a step. Dirtbags leave a couple stranded, but they score 1 to tie it up. It's 7-7 going to the 8th on 22 West Radio. Long Beach making a pitching change as we go to the 8th inning. Caleb Anderson, the veteran, coming in for Long Beach State to face the top of the order for Washington State. First pitch from Anderson, a fastball that missed the outside corner. So leadoff man Trevor Smith in there for Washington State. A chopper on the ground to the right side. Gasser ranging in. Fields throws on the run in time to get Smith. Good play by Camden Gasser at second base for the first out.
Gasser to chase that one down. Pick it up off the dirt. And guys, there's been a few nice plays over at second base today.
Kyler Northrup in the box next. Anderson works out of the windup. First pitch slider just missed the outside corner. Next one just did find it. Just counts 1-1 to Kyler Northrup. And they 0 for 4 reached last time on an error. He tried to bunt for a hit. Jake Evans couldn't field it cleanly. Fastball misses outside and the count's 2-1.
Last year, Caleb Anderson pitching for Fresno State. Picked up the win against Washington State. Was able to strike out Kyler Northrup.
And he fouls one back. Counts 2-2. One out, nobody on. All tied 7-7 in the top of the 8th inning. Now he grounds one over towards shortstop. Popped up a bit, but Enright fields. His throw to first pulled the first baseman Lena off the bag. So Northrup reaches. That'll be E6 against Trotter Enright.
It was a little slow off the bat over to Enright. Trying to chase it down and then do too much with the throw.
Second straight plate appearance that Northrup has reached on an error. Now Max Hartman digs into the left-handed box. First pitch to him, shows bunt, but bunts right through it. 0-1 to the number 3 hitter in the Wazoo order. Anderson sets at the belt, comes home again, and gets a swing and a miss. It's 0-2 to Hartman.
And Anderson pitching off a short rest. Pitched against BYU, went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, and 3 runs.
Picks off before the 0-2 and threw it wild. Lena had to extend to his left to keep the ball contained.
Anderson then pitched yesterday against BYU again. Went a single inning, only giving up 1 hit.
0-2 chop foul behind home plate. So Hartman stays alive.
Anderson threw 3 innings of work this weekend, has only thrown 45 pitches.
O2 missed down and away, got away from Valdez, but Northrup does not advance. It's a 1-2 count to Hartman. Hitting an even .333, 12 for 36 on the season. Now here's a hard hit ground ball through the right side. Base hit into right field. Hartman pulls up into first, and Northrup goes first to third. It's a single to put runners at the corners with 1 out for Washington State.
First hit of the afternoon that doesn't come with 2 outs for Washington State. And now a little bit of insurance as the Dirtbags infield calls a conference. Dustin Robinson stepping in, and just as the Dirtbags tied up this ball game in the bottom of the 7th, it's Washington State once again threatening here in the top of the 8th to retake a lead they have established all afternoon here at Blair Field.
Dangerous cleanup man stepping into the box for Washington State. Robinson 1 for 4 today, but his one hit was an RBI triple back in the 3rd inning. Runners at the corners with 1 out. First pitch to Dustin Robinson. Slider that bended back to the outside corner for a strike. Good location from Anderson on that one.
Yeah, it's a right-on-left matchup here. Anderson against Robinson.
0-1. Bounced in and hit him. So in a way, the Dirtbags would be glad that that pitch hit Robinson. Keeps the runner put at third base, otherwise could have bounced by. Brought in the go-ahead run. But the bases are now loaded with 1 out for Washington State.
And that brings up the man on fire for Washington State this afternoon, Mason Pirello. Pirello a single, a double, and another single in his last 3 appearances at the plate.
3 for 3 with a hit by pitch today. First pitch from Anderson, fouled back.
In the direction of my car.
Uh-oh. Listen for the glass.
I think we're okay.
A 1 pitch to Pirello. Fastball that buzzed the tower up and in. It's 1-1.
Pirello on the season, a .471 batting average, boosted by his performance today.
1-1 pitch from Anderson. Swung on and missed. Good location, up and away. Got Pirello to swing through it. It's a 1-2 count. Anderson gets the call. Now gets a swing and a miss. Slider off the outside corner that Pirello chases. First time Long Beach has been able to retire Pirello today, and it's in the biggest spot. Runners stay bases loaded, but nobody able to move up. A huge strikeout of Pirello. Now 2 outs in the inning.
Anderson just pulled the string on him. Beautiful pitch. Forcing Pirello to chase, and Pirello about halfway down knew that he was made.
Now we're going to have a timeout called by Washington State. Nathan Choate walks out of the dugout to have a conference with his batter, Ryan Shawnsby, stepping in. Biggest spot of the game so far.
And Nathan Choate, the third-year head coach, has a lot of ties to the Big West. Was a pitcher at Cal Poly back in the day. That's where he met his wife, and Choate didn't think he was destined for coaching. His mom told him to get into it. He ignored her advice. Spent 2 years in the private business sector, then was called on to the staff of a high school team. He said he fell in love from there, and his mom ended up being right. He's trying to lead this Washington State program back to the prominence they had back in the 70s. And
first pitch to Shawnsby, misses down and away.
He's done a good job to put the Cougars in a position this season to at least make some noise in the Mountain West.
One 1-0 count. Misses low again, and it's 2-0.
What Caleb Anderson can't afford to do here is put Ryan Shawnsby on base and not force him to swing at least a pitch or two.
2-0 pitch from Anderson. Hard ground ball up the middle and through into center field. 1 run is in, getting a wave from second base is Hartman. He's in, standing up. It's a 2 RBI single from Ryan Shawnsby, and Washington State takes a 9-7 lead.
2 more runs that come with 2 outs. All 9 of Washington State's runs today have come with 2 outs on the board and clutch hitting. For Shonsby, it's his 2nd RBI of the day. And Dirtbags had themselves in a hole once again.
A 2-out hitting masterclass put on today by Washington State. There's going to be a pinch hitter coming up in the spot of Dane Chavez. Cole Watterson coming up to bat for Chavez.
It's Watterson stepping on to second as the pinch runner.
Oh, excuse me. First pitch taken for a strike. Oh, 1. Ground ball up the middle and right fields, and he steps on second base himself. 6 unassisted, puts an end to the inning, but it's 2 runs on the single from Ryan Shonsby. Washington State retakes the lead. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 9-7 Cougars on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State coming up to bat now, trailing by 2. 2 more runs for Wazoo in the top of the 8th. And now Reed Montgomery is coming up to lead off the bottom half, trailing by a pair. August Ritchie, the new pitcher on the mound for Washington State. Righty works out of the windup. First pitch chopped on the ground over towards first base. Sean B tosses over to the bag as Ritchie covers. It's a quick out, number 1.
Ritchie, the right-hander, began his collegiate career at Prima Community College and comes to Washington State by way of the University of Virginia, where he played last season. Only making 2 appearances and only pitching an inning and 2/3 out of the bullpen.
Trotter Enright up next. First pitch taken for a strike. Ritchie's next one fouled off the leg of Enright. He's in an 0-2 hole. This has been a back and forth game all day. Cougars led by 4 runs a couple of times. Long Beach fought back to tie it. 3 spot in the 6th and 1 run in the bottom of the 7th made it 7-7. 0-2 is taken low after the Dirtbags tied it up in the top half of this 8th inning. Washington State put up a 2 spot on the 2-run single from Ryan Shawnsby. There's a pop-up off the end of the bat into short center field. Smith ranging over, and he makes the catch. Trotter Enright's retired. 2 outs, nobody on for the Dirtbags. Dylan Lena comes up next. Has reached 3 times today, a single and 2 walks. Last time up with a couple of runners on base, flew out to right field. First pitch to Lena, popped up down the right field line into foul territory, ranging over is Hartman, but he's going to watch it drop. For Washington State in left field, that was the substitution at the end of the inning. Cole Watterson pinch ran for Dustin Robinson, and he remains in the game in left. Oh, 1 taken right on the outside corner for strike 2. August Ritchie trying to cut through the heart of the Dirtbag order. Ahead 0-2 on Dylan Lena, 2 outs and nobody on. Swing and a miss. A slider sets Lena down on 3 pitches. And what an inning from August Ritchie, coming out of the bullpen and slamming the door. It's still 9-7 Washington State as we go to the 9th inning on 22 West Radio. Dirtbags make another pitching change going into the 9th inning. Kaimi Kahalekai, the 6'8" reliever, coming out of the bullpen to try and keep the score where it is. For now, it's 9-7 Washington State with 8-9-1 due up in the top of the 9th. Cougars looking for some insurance. Tying up there, takes strike 1.
Believe it or not, Kaimi Kahalekai, through 5 innings pitched so far in his sophomore season, has already matched his save total from his entire freshman season, having picked up 2 saves this weekend.
0-1 missed high.
It was just yesterday, Kaimi Kahalekai came in and pitched the final inning in the Dirtbags' 7-6 win over BYU.
both of the BYU games in this tournament. Kahaleka got the save. 1-1 missed high.
And he worked efficiently against Cougars. 2 innings pitched this weekend, 27 pitches, pair of strikeouts.
2-1 pitch to Noah Thine, taken down the middle, and it's 2-2.
And for him to come in a spot like this, now on back-to-back days, imagine he's still feeling fresh, being put in a position to at least give the Dirtbags a chance to come back in the bottom of the ninth.
2-2 pitch, fastball missed high, and the count is full. Thine 0 for 3 today. Actually, check that, 0 for 1. His first 2 times were sacrifice bunts. Got hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Payoff pitch, popped up out of play behind home plate. And fastball at the top of the zone, 91 miles an hour from Kahaleka, but Thine fought it off.
Kahaleka has been routinely touching 90 in his sophomore season.
Shadows starting to creep out. Not quite into fair territory yet between the pitcher's mound and home plate. Stein fouls off another one. If this game had started an hour later, which it originally was scheduled to at 1 o'clock, those shadows likely would have become difficulty for the hitters. Another 3-2. Pop up. This one will stay in play. It's Gasser out at second base who's camped underneath it, and he makes the catch. So Thine pops out for the first out of the inning.
Shortstop number 6.
Brings up the number 9 hitter, Gavin Roy. He's been retired, trying to bunt for hits twice today, but did have a 2 RBI single back in the 5th inning. First pitch to Roy, misses down for ball 1.
Gavin Roy, one of 3 members of this Washington State roster to come out of Cloud Community College. Roy alongside 2 men we haven't seen today, Scott Reguette and Cam McLeod.
1-0. Fastball right on the outside corner for strike 1.
Over at Cloud County, it's the 3 former T-Birds linking up here at Washington State. Roy calls his time there some of the best memories of his life. Tight-knit community they had.
1-1 missed low. So the dismay of the Blair Field crowd.
Roy, a player overlooked coming out of college, and he took a chance going to Cloud County. Took a chance after spending 2 seasons there to come to Washington State.
Slick fielding shortstop. 2-1 fastball sailed high. He's ahead 3-1. Now to the windup again. And he catches the up and in quadrant of the zone. Another fastball from Kahaleka, perfectly placed for strike 2. Another full count, this time to Gavin Roy. Trevor Smith, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. Payoff pitch from Kaimi Kahaleka, bounced in there. Overextended on another fastball and spiked it. So Roy draws the walk, man on first now with 1 out. And Trevor Smith coming up.
Roy poised for a big year as a starting shortstop. Able to get on base, and Kahaleka want to keep his pitch count low here. Get out of this inning without any more base runners, considering how dangerous Washington State has been today.
Pickoff attempt, but Roy dives back. Kahaleka tried to catch him off guard. Picked off before he came set.
Not too much fooling you can do with a 6'8" frame.
Man on first with 1 out. Kahalekai sets at the belt. Comes home to Smith. The fastball that missed outside. Trevor Smith walked back in the first inning, has been retired his last 4 times up since. 1-0. Fastball right down Broadway for strike 1. Long Beach State playing straight up, maybe pinching the middle a little bit up the middle. Double play depth. 1-1. Fly ball down the left field line. That'll get out of play. Bounces right into the dirtbag bullpen. Count is 1-2 to Trevor Smith. Gavin Roy, the runner down at first base, has not attempted to steal this year. Has a good lead over there, though. One-two to Smith. Fouled off. Stuck the bat out and just caught a piece of a fastball. Put it back into the netting to stay alive.
Kahalekai ahead in the count again here.
Another 1-2 from Kahalekai. Popped up, out of play. 3 straight foul balls for Trevor Smith. Nine to 7 Cougars in the top of the 9th inning. Dirtbags trying to keep the score where it is before we go to the bottom half. Washington State has a man on first and 1 out. Kahalekai trying to put away Smith. Fastball roped foul down the right field line. Had been late on a couple in a row, now ahead as Kahalekai continues to stick with the heater. Kahalekai gives a look to first base. Now comes set at the belt. Now picks off, but Roy dives back. Trevor Smith has fouled away 4 straight. All fastballs in the at-bat so far. Kahalekai comes home. It's chopped back to him at the mound. Throws to second for 1. Throw from in right to first is in time. A 1-6-3 double play retires the side in the top of the 9th. And now we're going to the bottom half. Dirtbags down to their final 3 outs, and they trail by 2. They'll try and make a comeback up next on 22 West Radio. 3 outs for Long Beach State to try and make a comeback. They trail 9-7 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. August Ritchie back out to face Matt Toomey. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the order for Long Beach State. Toomey looking to reach base for the first time today to get it started. Ritchie worked an 8-pitch 8th inning, set Long Beach down in order. Try and keep rolling into the 9th. First pitch fastball missed outside. 9-7 Washington State. Right on left matchup is a fastball misses low. 2-0 count to Matt Toomey. Fastball caught the zone this time. Jake Evans is on deck. Caden Smacka due up 3rd in the inning. See if TJ Bruce elects to turn to a pinch hitter at any point in the frame. Ground ball over towards first base, picked out by Shawnsby. He tosses to Ritchie at first in time for the first out. So Matt Toomey moves to 0 for 5, 1 out and nobody on in the inning.
And this is, to this point, the best outing for Ritchie in his entire Division I baseball career. Had no strikeouts as a Cougar coming into today. He's able to pick up his first in the 8th, and he's worked efficiently now. Washington State 2 outs away.
Jake Evans comes up next, 1 for 3. First pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike. Has reached each of his last 2 times up there after striking out his first at bat, flying out to left field in his second, walked in the 6th inning, or excuse me, singled in the 6th inning, then walked in the 7th. Chopper to the left side just does get foul. That would have been a base hit if it did stay fair, but Northrop let it bounce just to the left side of the chalk. Evans given a slow walk back in towards home plate after he legged it out all the way down the line. Nine to 7 Cougars. Jake Evans digging back into the box behind 0-2 with 1 out and nobody on. Now he checks his swing on a slider in the dirt, blocked by Thien. He went around, so he throws down to first base for the strikeout. Evans put down on 3 pitches, and Long Beach is down to their final out.
It's going to be to Caden Smacka to make us something happen. Dirtbags have trailed all afternoon, only tying the game at 7-all. The Cougars now look like they're destined to walk out of Blair Field with 2 wins over the Dirtbags this weekend.
Been a heck of an outing for August Ritchie out of the bullpen. This last inning in 2/3. First pitch misses outside to Caden Smacka.
August Ritchie, one of those guys that Washington State fans would hope continues to perform like this as the season goes on.
Fastball in at the knees. Counts 1-1. If Smacka can reach, Damon Valdez, waiting on deck, would represent the tying run. One pitch. Fly ball out into left field, ranging back. Watterson on a dead run, now turns around and makes the catch. Was spinning all over the place as he misjudged it, but able to get back and put it away. And that's the game. Long Beach goes down in order. August Ritchie retires all 6 Dirtbags that he faces over the final 2 innings, and Washington State wins 9-7.
Maybe the biggest takeaway for Washington State fans is that they finally have some relief pitchers to rely on. August Ritchie, what a showing over the final 6 outs for Long Beach State. They fall short, having plated 7 runs, and Washington State can walk out with a 2-out clinic on the offensive end. All 9 runs coming with 2 outs throughout this ball game. Efficient, consistent offense for Wazoo, and for the Dirtbags, a disappointment as they split the weekend with 2 wins and 2 losses.
The big discrepancy, Washington State went 9 for 16, a .563 batting average with 2 outs. Long Beach State went 1 for 9. So Washington State able to get out of here with a win in the final game of the tournament. All 3 teams finished with 2 wins or less between Long Beach State, Washington State, and BYU. And now that'll do it for this one here at Blair Field. Long Beach State remaining at home on Tuesday to play against Waseda. So we'll be on the call for that. Hope you'll join us for it. But that'll do it for us here at Blair Field. Bruce Kuntz alongside JD Beaudry, and for Alex Prado back in the studio, and the rest of our 22 West crew. This has been Long Beach State Dirtbags Baseball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. As I said, we'll be back on the air Tuesday at 6 o'clock as the Dirtbags play an exhibition against Waseda University from Japan. That'll be a good time, so you won't want to miss it. Hope you tune in, and thanks for listening to this one today.